Welcome back. Well, Jeff Parker is here with us, and he's always got the best information and the most up-to-date information here. Good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Good
Coming
weekend.
off a relaxing weekend. I know. I loved it. The weather was gorgeous, and it was just nice and relaxing. Although football yesterday, did you enjoy football?
I didn't watch that much. I was out in the yard. It was such
shocked.
beautiful weather. It was well. The Bears play tonight, so.
Oh well, fantastic.
So I get lucky and get a separate game.
Oh, good. Well, we'll see how happy you are by Friday.
That's right.
All right. Well, we do have new information regarding COVID, and all weekend I think people have been disappointed, frustrated, concerned. I mean, we're just kind of all going through all these different emotions because things are changing again.
And they're reflecting kind of what's going on in the nation and the state. Is that there's just been a big influx in numbers in the last couple of days. We had the last 2 days we had 528 cases, and then yesterday it was 639 cases, which is a big jump compared to what we were seeing a couple of weeks earlier, where we were in the low 200s, and sometimes had dropped even down into the 100 range. So that's concerning, and of course the trigger is then the ICUs and the hospital beds.
Right.
Now, when you look at those 639, obviously any death reporting is unfortunate. And again, those 2 deaths that were reported were in non-facilities. So those are residents living in single-family homes or apartments that unfortunately passed away. The ICU numbers at 90 is the concern I think that everybody's expressing, and seeing that those numbers have gone up. Now 90 is the same number for 2 days in a row, so that hasn't changed. The 242 in hospitalization's gone up just a little bit. It was just a little lower than that in the 235, 239 range the other day. So the good news for Laguna Woods, the community of Laguna Woods, which the village is clearly a big part of, we're still at 87 cases.
Okay.
That hasn't changed, and 9 deaths, which hasn't changed. So we didn't change over the weekend.
Good.
Where we saw those big spikes in the cases throughout the county. Now, when you go to the numbers that are looking at the 7-day average, you can see where we were at 6 per 100,000, and now we're at 5.6. So
right.
that we talked about how that's a good number. However, on the news yesterday, it was reported that because of this lag time and because of the current numbers that they have and these spikes, tomorrow it's very possible that Orange County may get put back into the purple zone, which is the worst category, tier 1, which is widespread COVID. And that's probably based on these case histories, plus that creeping up in the hospitalizations. Now, we won't know for sure. Keep our fingers crossed that we stay in the red.
Right.
But all of the counties around us have gone back into the purple. And that concerns a lot of people.
I guess I wonder, though, and I think it would be worth looking at, is to see, since they have gone back, are they seeing lower numbers? I mean, I haven't checked, so I'd be curious to know.
Well, I know in LA County, they've been in the purple, but they've had huge spikes. They had over 3,000 cases the last 2 days. So those are way up. So just because you're in one category or another isn't necessarily controlling this process. What's really impacting the cases is twofold. One, people are getting tested, so that you're going to get that number. But secondly, it goes back to, again, I think there's more socialization that has occurred out there, and people less careful about wearing their mask and washing their hands and everything, because that, again, that's still the best defense we have right now. Positive news this morning about another shot, that could be on the market fairly soon, along with the Pfizer one. And this one had a very good rating, just like Pfizer, of something like 94% success rate. The one thing that they said that's real positive about this new shot is that it, unlike the Pfizer one, it doesn't require the really, really cold storage. So they're thinking that implementation out to doctors and drugstores and that to get people the shot may happen quicker with this second one. So I think that's the goal, is to get as many of these out there as we can. So if we can get 2 or 3 or 4 that are really, really successful, then we have a much better chance of getting everybody inoculated that wants to get the shot. and get that
Exactly.
done as fast as possible. Again, I want to stress that what you hear on TV and the reality that we're in, nothing's going to happen real quickly.
Right.
And so with these numbers going up and the fact that we're not going to see something probably until early in the spring, we're going to be real cautious here in the village with regards to how we reopen anything or if we retrench a little bit. We're not doing anything inside right now, and that's going to stay that way. But we can still do outside activities. Those are still permitted, and we're going to do that as long as we can make it sure it's safe.
Right.
And that's where we're at.
Good. Well, like I said, I think everyone's kind of frustrated. We've been in this situation for so long, and then now we're looking at possibly extending that. So I think it's a bit on the frustrating side. However, like you mentioned, we are outside still doing things outside. Thank goodness our weather's holding nicely where there's no rain. I mean, even if it's cold, we're okay because we have heaters, but nonetheless, if there's rain, then we're kind of in trouble. So
That makes it difficult.
So good. Well, thanks for the update on that. I
Sure.
appreciate it.
I do have a couple more things. I just wanted to remind people that next week we've got Thanksgiving coming up, and we will have modified hours with regards to our transportation program. There won't be any transportation on Thanksgiving Day, and then the following day we'll have a modified system with our Plan a Ride. So make sure if you need a ride on that Friday that you're contacting our transportation office with regards to that. And then Thanksgiving dinner. Don't forget, Restaurant 19 is making available that you can order Thanksgiving dinner with them, and it can be, then you can go pick it up or at curbside type of activity. So that's really great for some people that can't get out or feeling uncomfortable about getting out. So make sure you take advantage of Restaurant 19 and their Thanksgiving dinners. And then the last one, I know it's a couple weeks beyond that, but it can get here pretty quick. I wanted to mention that the Village Holiday Golf Cart Parade is coming up, and it's going to be Saturday, December 5th at 2 o'clock. And so if you want to get registered for that, please go on ActiveNet and work with our recreation department to get signed up. It was a real big hit before, so we'll want to do it again and see how many people we can get out there.
I like that. At least it gives them something to look forward to. If by chance we can't meet with our relatives and things like that for Christmas, at least that's some nice way to get together with everybody.
That's
your
one way to keep the
neighbor
village together.
Exactly. All right, well, good. Well, we look forward to that information. And then we are going to have a special segment this week regarding our malware situation. Tell us a little bit about that.
So where we're at right now is that we're getting our computers back up, all the systems scrubbed and cleaned so that we don't have any additional malware. We're not only the one that we dealt with, we got that fixed, but we want to go back through our machines and all of our software along with our hardware and make sure that there is no other malware that's out there that could affect it. And then, so we're progressing in 2-3 different ways. One, making sure we scrub everything clean and make that process. Secondly, getting it back into the system, getting it on board so our departments can start using not only the data that they have going forward, but what was real important for some of our operations was that we have this historic data on what's happened in the last month or 2 months, especially in those categories.
Right.
And then the third one is to get our system where it's in the cloud, and the backup system is the best possible advantage that we can do so that we can call that up anytime we need that with the most security, using the technology that's now advanced in this area to protect us as best as we can from these kind of attacks that are going on, not just in the village, but are going on all throughout Orange County. And we're still working with the Orange County Sheriff's Department and the FBI with regards to their investigation on what's going on. So what I want to do later this week is I hope to have some additional information on what we've completed, on what we know, and we'll be getting communication out to our community, but I'll be coming on and talking about it in a little bit more detail.
Okay, well, that's perfect. Well, thank you. All right, well, very good. Have a great week, and we'll see you again in just a couple days. All right. And when we return, we are going to tell you why it is so important to wear a mask, just as a reminder. So stay tuned.